everyone, it's Misty from the Jolly Fat Elf. Welcome back to another week of cards. This week we are focusing on the Shooting Star stamp set. Let me see if I can get that where it's not so shiny. And the coordinating framelits to make cards. Now we may not necessarily use that stamp set all week and I may add some things to it, but we're definitely going to take advantage of those framelits. So for today's card, I made this really cute card that can be used for a baby shower or a graduation. So it's really sweet and really simple to make. So let's head over to my craft table and I'll show you how I made it. Hey guys, like I mentioned in the intro, today and this week we're going to be using the Shooting Star stamp set to make some spinner or sliding cards. And so each day is going to be decidedly different than the next. The first one is going to be, well, you saw it. It's a cute little like baby shower card, or even like a graduation card. It could be, you know, you can change the color palette, however you want to do to change it up. But I got this idea in my head and I was like, I gotta make that into a card. So I am using the Shooting Star stamp set and the bundle with the coordinating framelits, and then I'm also using the Places You Will Go. I have this one mounted and this one mounted, and I may use this globe stand. I haven't quite decided. So let's get started. So for my color palette, like you saw, I'm using Pacific Point and Cucumber Crush because I am making a boy card. I don't know anybody that's pregnant with a boy right now, but I really wanted to use Pacific Point because I think it's an underused color. It doesn't get used very often. And there is the ice cream truck. Hello, ice cream truck. So I have a piece. Let me go through the paper. I have a piece of Pacific Point cardstock that I cut at 5.5 and I scored at 4 1/4. My inside panel is 4 by 5 1/4. Make sure this is the right one. Yes. And this is a piece of Whisper White. I have a 2.5 inch circle punch, or circle, not the punch, that we used to have the punch. 2.5 inch circle that I'm going to use for the globe. I have a scrap piece that I'm going to use for the airplane that we're going to use. And then I have a piece of the Foxy Friends Designer Series paper. I cut this at 4 1/4 by 5.5. And then I have a piece of Whisper White cut at the same measurement. The trick to using this die set is you want something strong. So a piece of Designer Series paper like this isn't going to be strong enough. You could use a piece of especially like if it has foil or something, that's normally strong enough, but just this regular piece of paper by itself is not. So I'm going to attach these two just like that. There we go. Okay, so before I move forward with punching, I want to go ahead and get my stamping out of the way. So I'm starting with this image. This is the globe, and I'm using Pacific Point ink. I love these two colors together. I love Pacific Point. I think it's a great color. And again, I just find that it's completely underutilized sometimes. Pretty. Okay. I'm going to take the Mental Black and I'm going to stamp the almost a flying saucer. This paper airplane. There's also a really pretty shooting star I think that would be pretty, but I had this idea about this airplane, so we're gonna go with it. That should work. Let me try one more time. I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black today because the archival ink is what I use if I'm gonna be coloring or something, because it's waterproof or whatever, but it takes forever to dry, and I'm not about that laugh today, y'all. Okay, the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stamp my sentiment in the Cucumber Crush. And this is the the places you'll go. And if you are a Dr. Seuss fan, let me test this out on this. Perfect. If you're a Dr. Seuss fan, you've heard this one before. Sit right in the middle. Just like that. Okay, I've pulled out the slider part of the card, not the card, the die set. And then I have I'm gonna see how far that hangs over. And then I may want to stamp this globe holder. Let's see. One of the great things about the photopolymer stamps, let me show you. You can use their backer sheet to decide if you think it'll fit, and it's going to fit just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. Taking my life in my own hands, people. And again, with the Memento Tuxedo Black, I'm going to leave this. Actually, if I just put this all the way at the bottom, it should be fine. I have it mounted on a clear block. I have it mounted kind of sideways, and that's just because I'm missing some blocks and I don't know where they are. So I'm just inking up, making sure I'm getting this good and inked. It's the number one thing you really have to do with these kind of stamps. I'm going to bring in a scratch piece of Whisper White, see how we did. Yep, see, I'm glad that I tested it. Oops, hello, come back. Hello, come back. Perfect. Okay. So now we're gonna take it to our piece of paper and pray for the best. Hope for the best. And if it's not perfect, we can always add black marker. That's pretty daggum good. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in the Big Shot. And I'm going to bring in my magnetic platform, a cutting pad, then my first piece, which will be this one. And then we'll get this paper plane. kind of relying on the camera to tell me if that's straight because I can't see it. We're gonna go with it though. So here we go. So here's our paper airplane. And here's our card layer. Perfect. Awesome. I like it when a plan comes together. Okay, we need some dimensional adhesive. And I was going to use foam. No, I'll just use dimensionals. I have them out. So we're going to go ahead and get this attached. You just want to make sure that your dimensional isn't going to get in the way of your pinning. And I am using a ton of dimensionals. I say this every time, but I want to make sure that this is going to make it to where it's going to go. And I don't want to worry about it. I just don't want to worry about it. So if this was just going to someone, you know, around the corner, or if I was going to see somebody in person, it may not be such a big deal. But since I'm not, I'm going to make sure that I have plenty. Okay, so we're going to bring in our card base. I'm going to take this off. And I purposely went with the heart pattern on this paper because I wanted it to really be more subtle. I didn't want it to be too overpowering because I really want what's on the front to really be what stands out. So it's going to go just like that. How cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and do, oops, I'm using 6 cents this week. So I need to make this into more of a circle. So I'm just trimming off. I just realized I have misplaced my Tim Holtz scissors. They've probably been gone for 6 months. I was like, well, I should be really using I should use my Tim Holtz scissors for stuff like this because they are, no, you don't know what to stick? There it goes. I was like, come on now. Alright, let me use a different one because that one's like, I'm not sticking to nothing. Make sure you do a little bit better job than I did of centering this thing. Okay, Then we're gonna slide it in. So I'm gonna put one side in. Oops. Put this side in. Put this side in. Shoot, heck, what the hell? This dimensional is not very sticky today. Oh, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little, you know what, I'm gonna use a glue dot. Because by golly, that'll work. I'm trying my hardest not to touch it, but maybe I am. Who knows? Who knows what's really happening? So you're gonna put that one side on. I'm gonna lift this just a little bit. Take it just like that. And it should move back and forth, just like that. Okay, so let's get our airplane. I may need to put some more dimensionals. Nope. It moves, you see what it does, right? Cute. Okay, let's get our globe. And I honestly feel like this is like way too big. Let's see what we got with our 2-inch circle punch. Well, that's actually not too bad. Trying to make sure there's no white. A little short, so I'm gonna take, we do a little curd surgery. I'm gonna take my Pacific Point marker and I wanna go around the sides so it make sure that it looks like it's stamped on all the sides. Use the brush side, turn this over so it's not facing me. And I'm just going to go around the side of it, just like this. I'm going to use a couple of dimensionals, probably 3. Maybe 4. I'm going to go ahead and tilt this. Just like that. So how cute is that? Okay, so I want to add some shimmer because it is a special occasion card after all. So I picked up a new Wink of Stella. This is the clear glitter brush pen that you can get from Stampin' Up. This is how it comes. It comes with this black in the middle. So all you do is you unscrew it, you take that off, and you screw it back together. Now this is where you have to be careful. As you can see, there's no ink in the barrel. You just want to barely squeeze it, like barely. And then you'll get some in. And then I'm going to start it on a separate piece of paper. Just until you see it come in the barrel. There we go. If you do that any more than that, you're really going to have a mess on your hands. So I'm just going to add some shimmer to the airplane. And I'm going to do this around the corners because see how it's moving that Pacific Point ink? I am kind of glad it does. And I knew it would, and I felt like it needed some dimension. So there we go. Super cute. I hope you guys enjoyed this card. You can stamp any sentiment you want on the inside. Completely up to you. As always, the links will be, for the products will be in the description box down below, along with the link to the coordinating blog post. Don't forget, if you want to join my Christmas Stampin' Stack, the last day to sign up is Friday, and you have to make your purchase on the 20th, which is, I believe, also Friday. Maybe that's Saturday. I can't remember. So yeah, guys, thanks so much for joining me. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.